Have you ever dreamed of building your own dream home or investing in a profitable property? But have you ever wondered about the potential pitfalls of doing that and costly mistakes that can derail your plans? All you've got to do is look at grand designs and see how often projects actually end up costing a lot more than were originally planned and taking a lot longer, sometimes 2 or 3 times longer. So let's dive into some essential tips to help you avoid common mistakes in property development. So one of the common mistakes is underestimating the costs. So you've got design costs, you've got construction costs, you've got professional fees, you've got the local authority planning costs, solicitors costs, estate agents fees for selling property if you're selling it on, building control office costs or consultancy costs related to building control. So all these costs need to be estimated in relation to the potential gross development value. That's the final value, the sales value of what you're creating. And you need to ascertain what the gross development value is, all the costs, including finance costs, of course, the amount of money you're borrowing over a period of time at what interest rate. And you need to also make a profit, unless you're building for yourself, in which case you may decide you don't need to calculate a profit into the equation. However, you should bear in mind that if you build something and you can't afford actually to run it, if it's that expensive, for example, the rates and the ongoing heating and lighting costs, maintenance costs are too high, and you can't actually afford to maintain and keep this house that you've built, you may want to sell it, and you don't want to have spent too much money on building a property that you can only sell for less value. So it's quite a complex equation of how to establish the costs and the value. And in order to establish the value, you need good comparables in the local area. What are the local residential or commercial, if you're doing a commercial development? What are the local residential values, and how do you know that you're going to achieve the value from the building that you're going to construct? So obviously you need to bear in mind the design and the specification. These are all variables that can affect the cost. So essentially you need good advisors, you need a good architect, you may need a planning consultant to advise you if your site has any uncertainty regarding planning permission. And all of these people cost money. So you need to do a forecast of the costs involved. You need to evaluate the risks of the development that you're doing. And you also, against the risk, need to allocate contingency of money and time and allocate that in your budget. So essentially you've got a very complex equation, lots of different cost centers and lots of different variables. Some of the costs are related to time and some of them are related to specification. So if you're engaging a builder, you also need to get contractual advice, which you would normally do from a quantity surveyor or a project manager. Sometimes the roles are combined. And so all these people need paying, and you need to essentially estimate down to quite finite detail where you're going to get your funding from for this project that you have in mind, no matter whether it's an extension to your house or it's a brand new property in a greenfield site. You need to estimate all of these intangibles. So experts do have databases which they can refer to. So quantity surveyors can give you advice on construction costs and also design costs, and you can evaluate all these things, provided you, of course, budget for the professional fees that are involved from the architect, the planning consultant, the quantity surveyor, the project manager, structural engineer, possibly mechanical, electrical engineer for advising on your M&E systems. All these things need expert advice, expert evaluation, and so it's better to get the experts involved at an early stage rather than get the experts involved at a later stage to help you get out of a big hole that you're in. If you want to contact me about arranging any sort of property development, we can help you with all of these aspects, and we can ensure that you get a finite price and a finite timescale for whatever project you have in mind to carry out. So I'm Alan from Alpus Group. My telephone number is 07539141257 or 0333 224 1257. We also carry out projects in Europe. So if you're outside the UK, you can call me on +44 7539 141257 or +44 333 224 1257. You can schedule a call with me at calendly.com/AlanJE, or you can drop me an email at alan@alpusgroup.com. Cheers for now.